There comes a point in your life when you have to stop asking, how can I be like everyone else? And start asking, what am I willing to do that everyone else refuses to do? Because if you want an uncommon life, you cannot keep living with ordinary habits. You cannot expect extraordinary results while following the same routine as everybody around you. The difference between the person who talks about success and the person who eventually experiences it is usually not talent. It is the willingness to do the work when nobody is watching, when nobody is clapping, and when there's no guarantee that it will pay off. Look around you. Most people want the same things. They want financial freedom. They want confidence. They want respect. They want a better body, a better career, a better future. But wanting something is easy. Everybody can want it. The real question is, what are you willing to sacrifice for it? What are you willing to change? What are you willing to do repeatedly when the excitement disappears? Because your life changes when your standards become higher than your excuses. You have to understand something. You don't separate yourself by announcing that you're different. You separate yourself through your behavior. While someone else is looking for another reason to delay, you take action. While someone else is scrolling for hours, you are learning a skill. While someone else quits because progress is slow, you stay long enough to become good. While someone else needs somebody to motivate them, you learn how to move, even when motivation is nowhere to be found. That's where the gap begins. Maybe you are not the smartest person in the room. Maybe you're not the strongest. Maybe you don't have the money, connections, experience, or opportunities that somebody else has. Don't let that become an excuse. You don't need to start with everything. You need to start with what you have. Your phone can become a distraction, or it can become a classroom. Your mornings can disappear, or they can become the foundation of your future. Your failures can become evidence that you are not good enough, or they can become lessons that make you harder to defeat. The choice is yours. And one of the biggest ways you separate yourself is by learning to control your time. Most people don't realize how much of their life disappears in small pieces. 10 minutes here, 30 minutes there. Another hour watching things that don't improve their life. Another night saying, I'll start tomorrow. Then tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. And eventually years pass. You don't need more time than everyone else. You need to stop wasting the time you already have. Wake up with a purpose. Know what matters to you. Decide what deserves your energy and what doesn't. If your dream requires you to study, study. If it requires you to train, train. If it requires you to build a business, build. If it requires you to practice a skill for hundreds of hours, practice. Stop expecting the world to reward you for potential. The world responds to results, and results are built through repetition. You might work for weeks and see nothing. You might post content and nobody watches. You might apply for opportunities and hear no again and again. You might train your body and feel like you're barely changing. You might study hard and still fail an exam. That doesn't mean the work is useless. It means you're in a part of the process that most people don't have the patience to survive. That's why consistency is so powerful. Anyone can work hard for one day. Anyone can wake up motivated on Monday. Anyone can make a big promise when they're excited. But can you do it on Thursday when you're tired? Can you do it next month when nobody notices? Can you continue after the first rejection? Can you keep your standards when your results are still small? That's what separates people. You have to become comfortable doing things that don't immediately reward you. Think about planting a seed. You don't put it in the ground today and dig it up tomorrow because you can't see a tree. You water it, you protect it, you give it time. Your work is like that. Just because you cannot see the result yet doesn't mean nothing is happening. So stop quitting because the reward is late, and stop comparing your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20. You don't know what they sacrificed. You don't know how many nights they stayed awake working. You don't know how many failures happened before the success you can see today. You're looking at the final picture and judging your unfinished process. That's a mistake. Instead of being jealous of someone's progress, study it. Ask yourself what their success can teach you. If someone is ahead of you, don't waste your energy trying to pull them down. Learn from them. Let their achievement prove that the goal is possible. Then go back to your own work. Your competition is not the person beside you. Your biggest competition is the version of you that keeps choosing comfort. That version of you wants another hour of sleep. It wants another excuse. It wants to wait until Monday. It wants to feel confident before taking the first step. It wants guaranteed results before putting in the effort. You have to defeat that version every single day. And understand this, discipline is not punishment. Discipline is self-respect. When you keep a promise to yourself, you build trust with yourself. Every time you say you're going to do something and actually do it, you become more reliable. But every time you repeatedly break your own promises, you teach your mind that your words don't matter. So make fewer promises and keep them. If you say you're going to train, train. If you say you're going to study, study. If you say you're going to stop wasting your nights, put the phone down. If you say you're going to build something, start building it. You don't need to transform your entire life overnight. Start with one standard, then another, then another. Soon your habits will create a person you barely recognize. But there's another thing you need to stop doing, trying to impress people. You can spend your whole life trying to prove something to people who aren't even thinking about you. You change the way you dress, speak, live, and think just to receive approval. You pretend to be confident when you're insecure. You pretend to know everything when you're still learning. You pretend your life is perfect when you're struggling. Stop. Be comfortable being yourself. If you come from a small place, own it. If your family doesn't have much, don't be ashamed. If you had to struggle, don't hide your story. Your background doesn't have to become your limitation. It can become your motivation. You don't have to copy someone else's personality to become successful. You need to become the strongest version of yourself because there is power in knowing who you are. You don't need to prove that you're the toughest person. You don't need to tell everyone about your plans. You don't need to constantly announce your next move. Let your actions speak. Work quietly. Improve quietly. Build quietly. Then let the results make the noise. And when you start becoming successful, don't forget where you came from. Don't become so focused on reaching the next level that you disrespect the people and lessons that helped you get there. Remember the people who believed in you when you had nothing to show. Remember the person who encouraged you when you were ready to quit. Remember the lessons your family taught you. Remember the difficult seasons that forced you to become stronger. Success should change your circumstances, not destroy your character. Because what is the point of becoming successful if you lose yourself along the way? You need to build a life that you respect, not a life that only looks impressive on social media. There will always be somebody richer than you, somebody stronger than you, somebody more famous than you, somebody younger than you who is already achieving things you haven't achieved yet. That's life. You cannot win by trying to be number one in every category. You win by becoming excellent at your own game. Focus on your lane, improve your skills, take care of your body, protect your mind, build your relationships, develop your character, and keep moving. There will be days when you fail. There will be days when you disappoint yourself. There will be moments when the plan doesn't work. That's not the end. Failure is information. It tells you what needs to change. Maybe you need more preparation. Maybe your strategy was wrong. Maybe you moved too quickly. Maybe you didn't work hard enough. Maybe you need to learn something new. Whatever the lesson is, take it. Don't turn one failure into a permanent identity. You failed at something. You are not a failure. Get back up, try again, adjust, keep going, because the person who keeps showing up eventually becomes dangerous, not because they are perfect, but because they become difficult to stop. And think about the people who depend on you. Your choices don't exist in isolation. The way you live can affect your family, your friends, your future children, and the people who look up to you. Someone is watching how you handle pressure. Someone is learning from how you respond when things go wrong. So take responsibility for your life. Nobody is coming to live it for you. People can help you, but they cannot do your work. They can encourage you, but they cannot discipline you. They can give you advice, but they cannot make your decisions. At some point, you have to take ownership. Say, this is my life. These are my choices, and I am responsible for what happens next. That mindset changes everything. You stop blaming everybody. You stop waiting for permission. You stop looking for excuses, and you start looking for solutions. That's when you become dangerous to your old habits. So if you want to separate yourself, don't look for some secret formula. Wake up and work. Learn when you could be wasting time. Train when you could be comfortable. Stay focused when distractions are everywhere. Keep going when results are slow. And remain humble when things finally start working. You don't need to be extraordinary today. You just need to be willing to do what most people won't do consistently. One early morning won't change your life. One workout won't change your body. One book won't change your mind. One video won't build your career, but repeated actions will day after day, week after week, month after month. That's how ordinary effort becomes extraordinary results. So tomorrow, don't ask yourself, do I feel motivated? Ask yourself, what does the person I want to become do today? Then do that. Even if you're tired, even if you're nervous, even if nobody believes in you yet, even if the results are small, keep moving. Because one day you're going to look back and realize that the life you wanted wasn't created by one giant decision. It was created by hundreds of small decisions you made when nobody was watching. That's how you separate yourself, not by talking louder, not by pretending to be better, not by waiting for the perfect opportunity. You separate yourself by becoming disciplined when others become distracted. You separate yourself by becoming consistent when others become impatient. You separate yourself by staying true to yourself when others are busy trying to become somebody else. And most importantly, you separate yourself by refusing to stop. So go out there and give your life everything you've got. Don't wait until you're ready. Don't wait until conditions are perfect. Start with what you have. Use what you know. Learn what you don't know. And keep improving. Your future self is watching every decision you make today. Make sure you're giving that person something to be proud of. Separate yourself, work differently, think differently, live with purpose, and become impossible to ignore.